insulators or semiconductor. You have an insulator or you have a semiconductor. Alpha is negative. But if you have an alloy, for an alloy, alpha is a very small value. Alpha is positive and small. It's smaller than the conductor. Because in alloy, the variation of resistance with temperature is comparative small than conductor. So this is it. Let's solve few questions on this concept. So the first question is that you have an electric toaster. I'm writing on the next page. An electric toaster use nichrome for its heating element. When a negligible small current passes through it. Its resistance at room temperature is 27.0 degrees Celsius, is 75.3 ohm. So at this temperature, room temperature, the resistance is 75.3 ohms. You can say that this is your reference temperature T naught. When the toaster is connected, when the toaster is connected to a 230 volt supply, the current settles to a steady value of 2.68 ampere. What is steady temperature of nichrome element? Temperature coefficient for nichrome is 1.7 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 degree Celsius. So this is the question. This lower temperature, which is room temperature, is your reference temperature, that is T naught. So your T naught is 27 degrees Celsius. This is your resistance at this temperature. So that is your R naught, which is 75.3 degree, sorry, 3 degree. So when the toaster is connected to a 230 volt supply, the current settles to a steady value of 2.68 ampere. When you connect the toaster to a power supply, then the current will flow through the toaster. And when the current flows through it, then its temperature will definitely increase. So at higher temperature, which is not given, your voltage is 230 volt. Resistance is not resistance is given. Current is given. Current is 2.68 ohm. Ampere. So this is the reference temperature T naught. At reference temperature T naught, which is equal to 27 degrees Celsius, the resistance is 75.3 ohm. At a high temperature T, the voltage is 230 volt and current is 2.68 amp. So Mariam, can you calculate the value of resistance at this higher temperature? Voltage is given, current is given. Can you calculate resistance? Fatima. Okay. Amalia, can you calculate resistance at high temperature if voltage and current are given?
Yes, sir. We can.
How?
R is equal to V by I.
So resistance at a temperature T is the ratio of voltage and current, which is V by I. So V is 230. I is 2.68. So this is how you can calculate resistance at a higher temperature. So this 230 by 2.68, 230 divided by 2.68 is, it's around 85.8. This is 85.82 ohm. Use this simple relation that RT is R naught 1 plus alpha T minus T naught. Use this relation and get the value of T. Do it. Substitute all values. Substitute the value of RT, R naught, alpha is here, T naught is this, and get the value of T now fast.
So what's the value of alpha?
Alpha is this 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 4.
Okay, sir.
Answers. Are you people calculating it?
Yes, sir.
Do it first. No need to convert in Kelvin. You can calculate in Celsius also. No, Shahzada. No. Okay, I'm calculating now. So if you substitute all values here, then your RT is 85.82. Yes, Noor, you are correct. Good. R naught is 75.3. 1 plus alpha, that's 1.7 into 10 raised to the power of minus 4. T minus T naught. T naught is 27. When you solve this equation, you will get that your T is 847 degrees Celsius. 847. That's the answer. Note it down. This completes the theoretical portion of current electricity. Now we will discuss the circuit part. Okay, can I change the slide now? Shahzada?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this completes the theoretical part of current electricity. In this part, drift velocity and the relation between current and drift velocity is most important. For one marker questions, you get questions on temperature dependence of resistance and resistivity. Next, we have the concept of internal resistance. Now only circuits are left. Huh? The next is internal resistance, EMF, and terminal potential difference. Next is internal resistance, EMF, and the terminal potential difference of the cell. So let's see one by one. What is internal resistance? What do you mean by EMF? And what is terminal potential difference? Now, what is cell? Cell consists of two electrodes and an electrolytic solution, right? If I make a cell, then I will take two electrodes. One is positive electrode, another is negative electrode. So these are electrodes. And then there is a solution which is known as electrolytic solution. So this is cell. A cell consists of two electrodes and one electrolytic solution. This is how we make a cell. Now, the resistance which is offered by these electrodes and electrolytic solution is known as internal resistance of the cell. I have not yet connected this cell with any external circuit. There is no external resistor. But this electrode and electrolytic solution will itself offer a resistance, and that resistance is known as internal resistance of the cell. So internal resistance means resistance offered by electrodes and electrolytic solution of cell. So the resistance offered by the electrodes and the electrolytic solution of the cell is known as internal resistance. That's internal resistance of the cell. Now you have an homework for internal resistance. You have to write 3 factors which can affect the internal resistance of the cell. The factors are the concentration of the electrolytic solution, area of the electrodes, and the separation between the electrodes. But you will open NCERT or any other book like SL Arora or Resnick Heriday if you have. So write 3 factors which can affect internal resistance of the cell. So write 3 factors which can affect the internal resistance of the cell. Next, how we represent internal resistance in a circuit. This is cell. The EMF of the cell is E. We connected a resistance small r in series with the cell. That is the internal resistance. This is how we connect internal resistance in the circuit. That's internal resistance. You can connect this resistor with the negative terminal of the cell or the positive terminal. That's your choice. Like you can connect this internal resistance on the left hand side also. This is EMF of the cell and this is the internal resistance of the cell. So this is how we connect internal resistance with the EMF of the cell. So that cell, it have 2 electrodes and 1 electrolytic solution. Internal resistance is the resistance offered by electrodes and electrolytic solution of the cell. That's your homework. 3 factors which can affect internal resistance. I already told you those factors are the concentration of electrolytic solution, area of the electrodes, and the separation between the electrodes. You have to decide how concentration change the internal resistance. Like on increasing concentration of electrolytic solution, internal resistance will increase or decrease. Similarly, on increasing the area, internal resistance will increase or decrease. By changing the separation between the electrodes, internal resistance will increase or it will decrease. This is that you have to decide. You can either Google or you can use NCERT or any other textbook. You'll find this on almost all textbooks. Okay, so that was about internal resistance. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Concept of internal resistance of cell. After internal resistance, we have next definition, that is the EMF of the cell. The full form of EMF is its electromotive force. That's the full form. But this term force is misleading. This full form was given in an era when people don't understand this phenomena properly. So they thought that EMF is a type of force, but actually it's not a force, it's a potential difference. It's rather related to energy than force. So this full form is misleading, electromotive force. It's not a force. It's a potential difference which can be related to the energy. It's not a force, it's basically an energy. An energy which derive electrons throughout the circuit. So the correct definition of EMF is, it is the maximum potential difference across the terminals of the cell in open circuit. Okay, listen. Opens, when I say open circuit, that means your circuit is off. In circuit theory, open circuit means no current is passing through the circuit. Open means your circuit is switched off. If it is off, then we say it's open. If your circuit is on, then we would say it's closed circuit. So like, let's say I give you a cell. When we draw a cell, then this terminal, which is longer, represents higher potential, and this shorter one represents lower potential. This cell is in open circuit, means you are not withdrawing any current through the cell. So when this cell is in open circuit, then the potential difference between the higher terminal and this lower terminal is EMF. So this EMF is basically VH minus VL. So this is the meaning of EMF of the cell. EMF is the maximum potential difference between the terminals of the cell in open circuit. I'm giving you another example. Like if I'm saying you that I have a cell, the higher terminal is at 10 volt. The lower terminal is, let's say, at 0 volt. Amalia, not Amalia. Mariam will tell. Mariam, how much is the EMF of the cell? Mariam, how much is the EMF of the cell? Mariam is not responding. Fatima?
10 minus 0, 10.
10 minus 0, 10. 10 volt. So that is EMF. Maximum potential difference across the terminals of the cell in open circuit is EMF. Take one more example. EMF should be very, very clear. If I take this cell and I say that EMF of the cell is, let's say, 5 volt, then there are many, many possibilities to write this 5 volt. This could be at 5 volt. This could be at 0 volts, so that the difference is 5 volt. This could be at plus 2.5 volt. This could be at minus 2.5 volt. When you take difference, then this is 5 volt. Or this could be at 3 volt. This is at minus 2 volt. When you take difference, this is 5 volt. You can take any of the possibility. All possibilities are correct. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So EMF is the maximum potential difference across the terminals of the cell in open circuit. That's EMF. Note it down. Then we will see what do we mean by terminal potential difference. Just note it down and tell me once you have written. Noor, internal resistance is a type of resistance. Resistance is a general term. It can exist anywhere in your internal circuit or in your external circuit. But internal resistance is the resistance inside the cell only. Its unit is same. Its mechanism is same. The only difference is where it exists. This internal resistance exists inside the cell only. And external resistance could be anywhere outside the cell. In the second example, shouldn't it be minus 10 volt? No, Amalia, it's always higher potential minus lower potential. So if I take 10 and 0, then higher is 10, lower is 0, then it's 10 minus 0. It's not like final minus initial. It's always higher minus lower. So please tell me once you have written, I'll change the slide. Okay. Next देखिए terminal potential difference. Terminal potential difference. See, what is terminal potential difference? But terminal potential difference is the potential difference across terminals of cell in closed circuit. If it is an open circuit, then this is EMF. If this is closed circuit, then this is terminal potential difference. You can define it in one more way. It is potential difference across external resistor. So the potential difference across the external resistor is the terminal potential difference. I'm giving you some examples. Like I take this cell. Let's say the EMF of the cell is 10 volt. Then this cell has some internal resistance. Then I connected a key which is open initially, and this is the external resistance R. The small r is the internal resistance of the cell, and this capital R here is the external resistance. This is the external resistance. When the circuit is open, then these are the terminals of the cell. This is an open circuit. If I take open circuit, then the terminal potential difference between A and B is 10 volt only, which is equal to the EMF of the cell. That's the definition of EMF. Terminal potential difference came when you close the circuit. When you close the circuit, then this 10 volt will get divided in between capital R and small r. Let's assume that out of this 10 volt, 1 volt dropped across this internal resistance, and this 9 volt drop across your external resistance. 1 volt is along internal resistance and 9 volt is along external resistance. So this voltage which is across the external resistance is the terminal potential difference. So here terminal potential difference is we represent it by V, and I can write this as 9 because this is the potential difference across the external resistance. There's one more method to calculate the terminal potential difference, and that is, or you can write your terminal potential difference V as the total EMF of the cell minus the potential difference across this internal resistance. The EMF of the cell is 10 volt. Potential difference across the internal resistance of the cell is 1 volt, and the remaining is 9. And this remaining is across this external resistance capital R. That's 9. So that's terminal potential difference. Potential difference across the internal resistance is the terminal potential difference, and potential difference across the external resistance is also terminal. Sorry. Potential difference across the external resistor or you can say potential difference across the terminals of the cell. How we calculate potential difference across the terminals of the cell? Potential difference across the terminals is EMF of the cell minus the potential difference across this internal resistance. This is how we calculate terminal potential difference. I'm giving one more example. I take a cell of 5 volt. This is internal resistance of the cell. I say that potential difference across the internal resistance is 0.5 volt. Okay, this is the potential difference across the internal resistance of the cell, and this is the external resistance, capital R. Shahzada, can you calculate the terminal potential difference here? How much is the terminal potential difference?
Yes, it's 5.5.
5.5.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fatma, how much is the terminal potential difference in this case?
5 minus 0.5, 4.5.
Yeah, it's 5 minus 0.5, Shahzada. We are subtracting EMF and terminal and potential difference across the internal resistance.
Okay.
So it's 4.5. Abdullah, what is the potential difference across this external resistor?
4.5 volts.
4.5. So the potential difference across the external resistor is the is the total EMF of the cell minus the potential difference across this internal resistance. This is what we call terminal potential difference of the cell. So that's terminal, all terminal potential difference. That's the terminal potential difference. So this is the mathematical definition of terminal potential difference. In real life, what do we mean by terminal potential difference? Listen, in real life, if I take a cell, you bought a pencil cell from a shop, and this pencil cell is of, let's say, 2 volt. This is 2 volt. This pencil cell is of 2 volt. So this 2 volt is the EMF of the pencil cell. Cell will always have an internal resistance. So if I connect this cell, let's say, to a bulb, then this cell cannot provide 2 volt to this bulb. This is a bulb, because some part of its voltage will drop across its internal resistance. So the total EMF, the cell that you bought from the market, it's written it's of 2 volt, but this 2 volt is not available for the external bulb. Out of this 2 volts, some voltage gets wasted across its internal resistance, and the remaining will be available for the bulb. So this available potential difference is known as terminal potential difference. That's the real life meaning of it. I'm repeating it again. If you take a cell of 2 volt, then that 2 volt is the EMF. That 2 volt is not available to use. The part of the EMF that is available to be used is terminal potential difference. Out of this, some will drop across the internal resistance. So the voltage across the internal resistance can be considered as a wastage. That's wastage of your EMF, wastage of your energy. The available is the terminal potential difference. Is it clear, the concept of terminal potential difference and difference between terminal potential difference and EMF?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
clear.
Note it down and please write this in your own language. This example in your own language. Otherwise, you will always remain confused between the difference between EMF and terminal potential difference. If you can understand this particular example, then rest of the calculation are straightforward. We have already done series and parallel combination, so the rest of the calculation would be very easy for you. Tell me once you have written, I'll change the slide. So I'm changing the slide now. Now, these were the simple examples to know what is terminal potential difference. Let's see the formula for terminal potential difference. I take this cell, the EMF of the cell is E. The internal resistance is small r. The external resistance of the cell is capital R. Some current is passing through the cell. So the current through the cell is the EMF of the cell divided by the total resistance of the cell. That's first. This is how we calculate current. The current through the circuit is the total EMF of the circuit divided by total resistance of the circuit, E by R plus R. This is the current in the circuit. You're supposed to calculate the terminal potential difference. We can calculate terminal potential difference in two ways. One method is this, directly through the potential difference across the external resistor. Second is this, EMF minus the potential difference across the internal resistance. So I'm using both the definitions. Terminal potential difference is equal to potential difference across external resistance R. So we can write terminal potential differences. Current through the circuit is I. External resistance is capital R. So you can write this as it's E by R plus R into capital R. That's terminal potential. The second method to calculate terminal potential differences, it's EMF of the cell minus potential difference across internal resistance R. So you can write terminal potential difference as EMF minus IR. Because the current through the circuit is I, internal resistance is R, voltage drop across the internal resistance will be IR. So terminal potential difference is E minus IR. So these are two methods to get the value of terminal potential difference. This one is more helpful. Like you will use this in many conceptual numericals. Note it down, we'll do few numericals on this concept. Shahzada, Fatma, Mariam, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Can I change this right now?
Yes, sir.
Solve this circuit and get the value of terminal potential difference. So this is a cell of 10 volt. This is external resistor of 10 ohm. And this is the internal resistance of the cell of 1. Calculate. Let's say it's not 10, it's 22. First part, current through the circuit. Second part, terminal potential difference or potential difference across external resistor third part, potential difference across internal resistor fourth part, calculate terminal potential difference. Do it. Calculate it and report your answer in chat room fast. It's a straight formula based thing. Should not take more than 2 minutes. How much is current? Good, Noor. Fatma, Amalia, answers. It's hardly 1 minute question. Straight formula based thing. Good, Amalia. Very good. Good, Fatma. Yes, Abdullah, it's correct. Very good. Shahzada, first part is correct. Good. What about the second part? Potential difference across external resistor. Do it. Noor, across the external resistor, no. No, Abdullah. Abdullah, you need potential difference. Your current is 2 ampere. Noor, your second part is wrong. Abdullah, your second part is wrong. Amalia. Yes, Amalia is correct. Good. Good, Fatma. It's correct. Yes, Noor. Very good. Third part, right, Amalia. It's correct. Yes, now solve the fourth part also, Amalia. Second is correct, Shahzada. Okay, it's the fourth one. Fine. Right, Noor, third is correct. No, Fatma. Fatma, resistance is 1 ohm, but your current is 2 ampere. No, no, Amalia. No. Amalia, fourth part is wrong. You just have to subtract these two things. It's wrong. Yes, now it's correct, Fatma. Abdullah, fourth part is correct. Noor, fourth part is correct. Amalia, use this relation. It's E minus IR. Shahzada, its resistance is 1 ohm, but current is not 1 ampere. No, you subtract voltage. No, no, no. See first part. Fourth part is not correct. Current is total EMF by total resistance. It's E by capital R plus small r. EMF is 22. Capital R is 10, small r is 1. So current is 2 ampere. Second part. Next, we need potential difference across the external resistor. This is the external resistor. So the potential difference across the external resistor is IR only. So it's 2 into capital R, which is 2, which is 4 volt. You need potential difference across internal resistance. That's I into small r. Your I is 2, small r is 1, so that's 2 volt. Yes, Abdul, it's 20, right? Sorry. Capital R is 10, sorry. 20 volt. Fourth part of the question. Now you need terminal potential difference. We have two relations for terminal potential difference. One is this, another is this. I'm using both. It's E into capital R divided by capital R plus small r. So your E is 22, capital R is 10, small r is 1, multiplied by capital R, which is 10. So it's 20 volt. Or you can solve it using V is E minus IR. EMF, which is 22, minus I current, which is 2, small r, which is 1. So V is 20 volt. So you should remember both the relations. You should remember both the relations, this one as well as this one. Just note it down, then we'll move on. Yes, can I change the slide now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that was about the terminal potential difference and the EMF of the cell. The next topic is series and parallel combination of cells. No, before cells, there is series and parallel combination of resistor. A major portion of current electricity that we have already completed. Series and parallel combination of resistors. So I'm not repeating this topic. We have already completed this with series and parallel combination of capacitors. Already did in chapter 2. Yes, no. When the cell is in open circuit, then terminal potential difference is equal to you. I'm coming to them. After this series and parallel combination of resistors, we have some conceptual questions on terminal potential difference. First question is, say you have a cell. The EMF of the cell is E. Internal resistance small r. The cell is in closed circuit. And this is the external resistance. Some current is when the cell discharges and the current flows from positive to the negative terminal. The cell is discharging. In that case, your terminal potential difference is E minus IR. This is when the cell discharge. Discharge and the circuit is closed. And circuit is closed. But if in the same circuit, if I open the circuit, means key is open. If I open this key, this is small r, this is capital R, This is EMF of the cell. If key is open, if key is open, if we open the key, then I becomes 0. If we open the key, then this I is equal to 0. If I substitute I equal to 0 here, then V is E minus 0. Then your V is E. So this is what we have discussed, that terminal potential difference across the terminals of the cell in open circuit is equal to EMF. This is the definition of EMF that I wrote. This definition. Potential difference across the terminals of the cell in open circuit. If your circuit is open, then current is 0. And terminal potential difference will be equal to EMF. There's one more case, like when cell charge. I cannot derive this result right now, but we will do it in when we do Kirchhoff law. This can be derived using Kirchhoff law. One important thing is when a cell charge, then the direction of current in the cell is from negative to positive. You can compare these two cases, like this circuit you can even draw in this way. This is current. This is EMF, this is internals. No need to draw the complete circuit. You can just draw this much of the circuit. The direction of current will tell you whether the cell charge or discharge. If the direction of current is from positive to negative, right? It's positive to negative. We don't take direction through the cell. We take direction always through the circuit. I will take direction of current in this way. So it's moving from positive terminal to the negative terminal. I'm not taking the direction through the cell. If you take direction through the cell, then you will say it's from negative to positive. We don't consider direction of current through the cell. We take the direction of current through the circuits, positive to negative. But so in discharging, the direction of current is from positive to negative. But when cell charge, then the direction of current gets reversed. It's from negative to positive. Direction of current is negative to positive. And you can write that your potential, terminal potential difference is E plus IR. It's not E minus IR, it's E plus IR. That's the terminal potential difference. It's charging. Like you take a cell, you connect this cell to another cell to charge this cell. We have cells, secondary cells, which can be recharged. So when you charge a cell, then the direction of current gets reversed. And terminal potential difference, instead of E minus IR, the terminal potential difference becomes E plus IR. You're charging the cell. When a cell discharges, then its energy decreases, electrical energy decreases, right? Electrical energy flows out of the cell. But when the same cell charge, then its energy increases. Energy flows inside the cell. Terminal potential difference increases. It's E plus IR. Just note it down. Tell me once you have written. I'll change the slide. So remember these three important points. You can get conceptual questions on this point. Like if cell discharge, then the terminal potential difference is E minus IR. When your cell is in open circuit, then terminal potential difference is equal to the EMF of the cell. And when you charge your cell, during charging, terminal potential difference exceeds the EMF of the cell. It's E plus IR. The next is series and parallel combination of cells. Series and parallel combination of cells. Parallel combination is not given for a general cell, so we'll do only the series combination for a general cell. Parallel is for identical cell. So for series combination, we have two types of cases. Case one, like if you have a cell, this is the EMF of the cell, and this is the internal resistance of the cell. For cell E1 R. This is another cell. EMF of the cell is E2. Internal resistance of the cell is R2. You have another cell, some 3 cells, you can have any number of cells, E3. Internal resistance is R3. All of them are connected to an external resistor of capital R. You have to combine their EMF. The way we did equivalent resistance and equivalent capacitance in chapter number 2, in the same way, now you have to do equivalent EMF of the cell. You have to combine the EMF of the cell. Now to combine EMF of the cell, you just have to check the direction of current. The direction of current due to all the cells is same or it's different. We'll do it one by one. Let's start with Abdullah. Abdullah, what's the direction of current due to the first cell? Right, left, where?
Right.
Right, it's from the positive terminal of the cell to the negative terminal. That's right. That is due to the first cell I1. Amalia, what is the direction of current due to the second cell? E2. Amalia, direction of current due to the second cell.
Towards the left.
Yes, Amalia. Which one? Right, left, what's the direction of current? You're not audible, Amalia. Speak again. It's left, right? From positive terminal of the cell to the negative terminal. This is the direction of current due to a second cell. Similarly, if you take third cell, Fatma, what's the direction of current due to this third cell?
Right.
No. If you have a cell and that cell is discharging, then the direction of current is always from positive to negative. That's I3. Mariam, just decide the direction of current due to all the cells is same or it's different. Mariam. Mariam is not responding. Noor, what do you think?
Yes, sir.
Direction of current is same or opposite?
It's same.
It's same. See, the direction of current due to all the cells is same. So the EMF of all the cells will get added up. Equivalent EMF E will be the sum of EMF of individual cells, E1, E2, E3. That's the equivalent EMF. Next, we can calculate the equivalent internal resistance. See, all resistors are connected in series. So we can, from here, we can calculate equivalent internal resistance. Internal resistance. So equivalent internal resistance is R equivalent, that I can write R1 plus R2 plus R3. Now what we can do is we can replace all these cells with a single cell. of EMF E equivalent, and all these internal resistance with a single internal resistance. So I take a cell. See, the polarity of cell is important. For all the cells, positive terminal is to the left and negative terminal is to the right. So the equivalent cell will also have positive terminal to the left and negative terminal to the right. So that is the equivalent cell. This is the EMF of the equivalent cell. This is the internal resistance of the equivalent cell. And this is the external resistance of the circuit. Now you can easily get the value of current. So the current in the circuit is total EMF, which is equivalent, divided by external resistance plus equivalent internal resistance of the circuit. So if combination of cells is given, then first of all, get the value of equivalent EMF, get the value of equivalent internal resistance, make a circuit, then calculate the value of current. In NCERT, you have questions based on these relations. Just note it down. Abdullah, can you send me the assignments of your school of chapter 1, 2, and 3?
Sure, sir.
Assignments and the numericals that you do in your class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay. So you have first cell of 10 volt. Its internal resistance is, let's say, 1 ohm. Then you have a cell of 5 volt. Its internal resistance is 2 ohm. Then you have a cell of again 15 volt. Its internal resistance is 2 ohm. You connected this cell to an external resistor of 10 ohm. Calculate current through each cell. Second, terminal potential difference across 10 volt cell. Good. Okay. Shahzada is correct. Noor is correct. Abdullah is also correct. Amalia, Fatma. Okay. Okay, let's solve it. Huh? So the first part. First of all, you need to calculate the equivalent EMF. The equivalent of EMF is the sum of EMF of all cells. 10 plus 5 plus 15. That's 30 volt. Then get the value of equivalent internal resistance. It's 1 plus 2 plus 2. It's 5 ohm. Your external resistance is 10 ohm only. So your current is its equivalent EMF by external resistance plus ERE. Equivalent EMF is 30 volt. External is 10. Internal is 5. So it's 2 ampere ohm. Second part. And this is the direction of current in the circuit. Huh? This is how the current is flowing. So the first cell is discharging. For the cell which discharge, you can calculate the terminal potential difference as E minus IR. EMF of the cell is 10. Current is 2 ampere. Internal resistance is 1 ohm. So your terminal potential difference is 10 minus 2. It comes out to be 8. Yes, is it clear?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Wait.
there
See.
was one more formula.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. But that is for a single cell. If you do this thing, you are doing 10 into 2, right? That will give the terminal potential difference across the combinations of the cell. But you need terminal potential difference across a particular cell.
Okay, sir.
Right? There's one more type of questions in which the polarity of cells will be mixed. It's in this way. Like this is one cell. This is another cell. This is another cell. E1, R1, E2, R2, E3, R3. External resistance is capital R. Okay. Do you find any difference between this circuit and this circuit? The second one, this circuit's case 2. Is there any difference between the two circuits?
Second cell is inverted.
Yeah, because this have opposite polarities also. Like in the first circuit, as you can see, all cells have positive terminal to the left and negative terminal to the right. But here the polarities are mixed. So for this, what we can do is we can take one of the polarity as positive and another polarity as negative. We take any one polarity as positive and another polarity as negative. So we can write that equivalent EMF is now it's E1, it's positive polarity, minus E2, which is negative polarity, E3, this is positive. This particular combination, which have positive to the left and negative to the right, I'm considering this as positive. So this will be negative and this will be positive. So usually the case which have the higher value of EMF is considered as positive. That's it. If you take equivalent internal resistance, then it will be simply R1 plus R2 plus R3 So you can make a cell. The polarity that you have considered positive will be the polarity of the equivalent cell. You always take higher EMF as positive. This is R equivalent. The cell having greater value of EMF will be considered as positive. This is it. You can get the value of current. Current is like other cases. It's E equivalent by small r plus R equivalent plus capital R. Solve this example. This is given in NCERT. I think some 7th or 8th question of current electricity. This is 10 volt. This is 1 ohm. This is 5 volt. See, internal resistance will not decrease. It will get added up. Let's say this is 10. So Fatma, which polarity will you consider as positive? 10 volt or 5 volt?
10.
10. And you will add EMF in this case or will subtract them?
Subtract.
Subtract. Very good. Just note it down and get the value of it.
So I will subtract the R also.
Will subtract? No, no, no. Internal resistance never subtract. Resistance does not have polarity. Resistance always gets added up. Okay, Abdullah got some answer. Very good, Abdullah. Current is fine. Now I need terminal potential difference across both the cells. Okay, we will do terminal potential later in Kirchhoff's law. Leave it. Current is fine, Abdullah, right? Any other answer? Good, Noor. Shazada is also correct. Fatma, Amalia. No, 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 Fatma, no, 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 no. See, first get the value of equivalent EMF. That's the difference of them. Na? It's 10 minus 5, it's 5. Then you get internal resistance, that's 1 plus 2 equal to 3 ohm. Your current is equivalent EMF by equivalent internal resistance plus external resistance. So that's 5 by 3 plus 10. 5 by 13 ampere. Note it down. Yes, written.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so let's stop here. Now I just need 3 more classes to finish up this thing. We are left with Kirchhoff law, some instruments. So usually it take 2 classes, but after 3 classes we'll finish it up. So I'm not sure, but I may take 1 class tomorrow also. Not morning, in the morning, in the evening, maybe around 10 morning, 10 a.m. Are you free around 10 a.m. morning, 10 a.m.?
Yeah, we have exam tomorrow.
You have exam tomorrow. What subject?
Physics.
Physics is on 20, na?
Who said today? Tomorrow we have.
More is 20.
Okay, tomorrow you have physics exam. Okay, so this is over. Just a second here. I had one date sheet which was 25th, I guess. Did you went through the magnetics? I've shared the lectures on the channel, on the group.